Hey, what's up, guys? We're coming to you live at 11:05 p.m. and I am doing these lines for you. Book 6 lines 238 to 243. We are going to start with the main verb, which is met euda, and this is from the verb met audao, which you see right here. Okay, the eta, this eta is actually an augment from met audao. It's the augment of this alpha, but it's third singular, and the subject is Nausicaa. So she addressed, all right, she spoke to, and now we find out to whom she spoke, okay? And that, as you know, pink is dative. And so she spoke to the handmaidens who were known as El Plokamos. Remember, El Plokamos is our famous adjective with nice, beautiful hair. So it's right here. The expression right at the beginning of this line, de ratot, is glossed in Stedman at the bottom, right here, at that very moment. I believe he means at that very moment. And then underneath he has, this is obviously a typo. So at that very moment, what did she do? She addressed her fair-haired handmaidens. Okay, so now we get to her quote. The first thing she's going to say is klute, right? And that is, hear me. So listen to me. And then that, of course, is an imperative. So hear me. And meu here is genitive, because when you hear somebody in Greek, that person usually goes into the genitive case. Then I have two commas, and then I have this noun in the middle. So an adjective noun pair that's going to be in the vocative case. All right, and plural because she's speaking to them. Hear me, O handmaidens, you white-armed ones, right? Lau ko lenoi. Ofra ti apo, and this phrase is also glossed down in Stedman. So that, which is the Ofra part, so that I may say, and this is subjunctive, and that's why you translate it as I may say, right? And that is called a purpose clause. Hear me, O maidens, so that I may say something, and that's T, that's your accusative direct object, something. Okay. U panton aeketi theon. So in line 240, we don't see these very often, but we see them right here. With all the gods, aeketi, and you'll see against the will of. So go from here, not against the will of, and then I have this panton theon, right? Not against the will of all the gods. Which gods are we talking about? So I have a relative pronoun, the gods who, ekusin, the gods who hold, and then the direct object accusative, Olympus. So not against the will of all the gods who hold Olympus. And if the question were, what is the antecedent of the hoi? It would have to be referring to theon. So not against the will of all the gods who hold Olympus. And now we come to 241. Right? So this man, hode aner. So here's my subject, hode aner. Both of these are nominative singular and masculine. This man, epimisgetai. Right, so what is he doing? He is mingling. This man is meeting, verb, right? And that's your main verb. This man is meeting. When you meet someone with this prefix epi, you meet somebody in the dative case. So one more time, pink is dative. This man is meeting with the Phaeacians, antitheoisi, those who are godlike Phaeacians. Questions, problems, comments? Nope? Okay. Go to your verb here, de a ta. So here's my main verb. And it's going to here mean seemed, right? So he seemed, and if you look, it's in the vocab list, right? He seemed, and usually with the verb to seem, you get an infinitive to continue that idea. So he seemed to be aekelios. Right? All of this is going to be nominative because it's describing the subject he. Right? He seemed to be aekelios, right? And it says here unseemly, shabby, which also means kind of dirty or disgusting. And when you have the he seemed in Greek, you have to say he seemed to somebody, and in this instance, it's moi, right? So he seemed to me to be unkempt, right? Aekelios. And when did this happen? It happened pros then. So there's just an adverb that tells you when it happened, and it's right down here, right? So before this, right, he seemed to me to be aekelios, shabby. But now, right, so these two are contrasting, these two adverbs. Earlier, he seemed to me shabby, right? But now, oike, so here's my verb, he is similar to, right? And it says here, to be like. And when you resemble something in Greek, you usually accompany it by the dative case. So he is similar, and now here's the dative to finish that idea. He is similar to the gods. Which gods are we talking about? The ones toi, who, okay, above this pronoun could also be hoi, but even in Stedman's notes, he notes it's toi, who relative pronoun, and he even says nominative plural. What's the antecedent of hoi, right? The gods who, so the pronoun hoi would refer to theoisin, okay? Tell me more about these gods. The gods who echusin, and here's my verb. This is the verb in the clause, okay, not the sentence, but just in this relative clause, okay? So now he seems like the gods who hold, and now I have an accusative direct object, uranon, elrun, right? Accusative direct object, I have masculine and singular, and that's going to go for both adjective and noun. So that is, if you were wondering, an adjective noun pair. right? The gods who hold broad heaven, who hold wide heaven. So there you go, lines 238 to 243, and I will see you in class. Take it easy, and peace out.